Oh, that was explosive.
All right. Well, we're going to go from there. Everybody, folks, howdy.
Howdy, folks.
Welcome to Show Some Hus.
How y'all doing today?
Yeah. Who you just heard is Rock. Welcome.
Oh, it's great to be back.
Yeah.
This is Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Glad you're here, man. So glad you're here.
Yeah, we're happy, man. Leah, welcome.
Donnie, good to see you, man. Fellas,
Yeah, give us a preview of today.
we are doing a little content pod today. We are a Denver Nuggets podcast. We love our Nuggets. The idea of our podcast got started because we love how our Denver Nuggets play. We love the idea of show some hus. So the theme of today is focused around players and fans. But anyway, what we're going to do today is we are going to have a pod where Rocksteady and Donnie are going to be participating in different various types of games. Let's see how they do. This is all focused on current and former Nuggets players. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with and see the way you guys answer these questions. You guys ready to get started?
Yeah, let's bring it in.
Put him on an island.
Yeah.
Alrighty, fellas. This first game that we're going to play is Guess This Player. For those of you that are unfamiliar, Donnie and Rock are going to be given a series of 15 hints to guess this player. The first of them to guess this player will get a $20 spending voucher at, what's the name of the store?
Dutch Bros.
No. What's the name of the store?
Altitude Athletics.
At Altitude Athletics. Okay, so you guys are
Authentics.
You are Authentics. You guys are going against each other for this. So the first one to get this,
Wow.
you guys are playing for this. Okay.
I didn't realize there was going to be.
Wow.
Yeah, we-
Prizes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah. All right,
I
fellas.
love AA.
So, all right, fellas.
Yeah, I can't see anything from
Okay,
here. There's no cheating, Donnie.
Okay. Yeah. Donnie, quit cheating.
You're
Did
supposed to be the smart one.
Did you already
anyway,
look at my
Donnie.
phone, Donnie?
No. I
Okay.
don't-
You can't look at my phone. Don't
I'm
look
not
at your
wearing my
phone, fellas.
All right.
All right. All right, everyone. Here we go. We're gonna play Guess This Player. Donnie and Rocksteady are gonna be given 15 hints to try to guess this player, and there is a prize of a $20 voucher to Altitude Authentics.
Woo.
All right, fellas, you ready to go?
Yes.
I
Okay.
was born ready. Let's rock.
Can you smell
Oh, man.
what the rock is cooking?
If I lose this, I'm hitting you with the people's elbow.
Yeah, I'll go get a lawn chair for you. You can.
Oh, my God.
All right, fellas, you ready for your first hint? This is my favorite one
Oh, man.
because it's not gonna make any sense to you. Here we go. First hint.
Do you want a piece of paper and pen?
Oh, am I supposed to be writing these down?
If you
You
want.
don't have to.
If you want.
If you can keep them all upstairs,
I
keep them all
probably
upstairs.
can't, but
I'll write them down, and then if you need me to recall them,
I feel like let's just roll with it, and then if
I'll write them down, and then
if I feel like you're guessing this really well and I have no idea what's going on, then yeah, I'm gonna call out
Okay.
for cheating.
Okay. Go ahead, Leo.
Alrighty, everyone. We are playing Guess This Nugget. Here we go. First hint. This player used to be a legend.
Okay.
Hint 2. This player was born in July. They get better. Okay.
Okay,
They get better.
I don't know players' birth dates.
The United
apologize.
States.
I had to put that in there because I was running, whatever.
Used to be cool.
Hint number 3. This player played 4 seasons with the Nuggets.
It's a clue.
Hint
Next
number 4. This player, they are still alive, so I'm going to say they are 6 feet 8 inches tall.
Okay, we're talking about a bigger guy now. Okay, starting to narrow it down a little bit.
Oh, man. This player is a former, of some sort, head coach in the NBA.
Former head coach
Of some sort.
of some sort. Okay, former head. What does that even mean? I think I need some clarification.
Like
on
for
this
the
hint.
NBA?
Now, how many teams are in the NBA?
30.
No, there are a lot more than that, and that's all I'm going to say.
G League?
Okay. Hint number 6.
That's not even the NBA. Then that's the G League. That's a different league.
It's part of the NBA.
If I were a player that was on a G League team, I would tell people that it was part of the NBA because that way you can say I'm an NBA player. If I'm in the actual NBA and somebody said, "Oh yeah, I'm in the NBA too," it's like, "Oh, who's your team?" And it was like
The Grand Rapids Gold.
Yeah. You would say, "Are you though? Are you?"
Okay. All right. I'll just call a spade a spade. Former G League coach.
Okay.
Head
I
coach.
feel like if it was an NBA coach, I could probably really start guessing here. but
He
I don't know G
he
League
coached
coaches
in
very
the
well.
that's a free hint.
Okay,
There's
okay,
he
okay.
coached in the NBA as well, but
Okay.
not as a head coach.
Not a head coach.
Not a
Okay.
head coach. He was a head coach of a G League team for a while.
Okay.
Next hint, number 6, doesn't go by his full name.
Oh, that's I feel like a good one. Doesn't go by his full name.
Any guesses so far, fellas?
Is it Nene?
No. That's a
Ooh,
great
that is a
guess.
really good
I was trying to
guess.
think of some.
That's a great
some
guess.
mononym big guys.
That's a great guess. Nene's bigger. Is he bigger than 6'8"? Maybe he's only 6'8".
That dude was gigantic. Too.
Yeah. Man, I
he
loved
might
his
be
game.
6'8" the way that Charles Barkley was like, 6'2" or whatever. Like he plays bigger than he actually
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
But I feel like he was probably like 6'10".
He's big.
He is a big boy.
Yeah.
Next hint. Boomer Sooner.
Oh, can I guess?
Crap.
I mean, just guess.
Crap.
I already guessed one.
Yeah,
so you gotta
guess.
guess. You gotta guess.
Guess.
Blake Griffin.
So
Donny. Donny.
Is this about former Nuggets?
Yeah.
I retract mine.
Donnie.
I don't remember this.
Played for the Nuggets for 4 seasons.
Was Lob City in Denver? We have DeAndre. Did we have Blake Griffin too?
Sorry.
I don't recall this.
Oh, man, we're not cutting that out. We're leaving that.
I focused primarily on like 2 hints and just put the other one.
Is it LeBron James? He plays in the NBA.
Oh, man, that was great. Thank you.
Sorry.
I needed that.
Sorry,
Donnie.
guys.
No, dude, thank you. That made me feel better. I don't think I answered you. No, it's not Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
All right.
Got that.
Cool.
Oh, damn.
You would have guessed better with like Kathy Griffin or something.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
Is she 6'8"?
All right. Hint 8. This player played with Melo.
Oh man,
Now, Melo played for a lot of years.
about 8 here, I think.
I think he played 8 years.
Oh,
here.
you didn't say that he played with Melo here. You just said he played with Melo.
Played with Melo.
Okay.
Yeah. Played with
okay.
Melo.
Okay.
Keep going.
Yeah.
I think this will help as well. First team All Big 12.
Oh, that really helps. Wow. Okay.
Hint number 10. He was ejected from the Nuggets-Knicks brawl. I forget when the year that was. But
Oh man, yeah.
he was one of
I've
he was
watched
one of
that
10
brawl
players.
clip. There were so many. Is it Birdman Anderson?
No, it is not. All right, fellas. Man, okay. All right, cool. All right. I was worried that okay. Shoot.
My favorite ejections for those were Melo, and I guess you'd say Melo played with Melo. So that's too bad. It's
yeah.
not that.
It's not Melo.
J.R. Smith had a great ejection in that game too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
Hint 11. Power forward, number 21. Hint 12. His point guard was Andre Miller.
So I feel like now it must have been. Oh no! Oh, are you just writing down clues, or are you?
I just wrote them all down if you needed a review.
No. I can remember. 11 things. I'm just trying to remember like who was on the team back then.
Yeah.
Because for sure Nene was the starting power forward back then. I guess that one it wasn't him. The era wise, if Andre Miller was the point guard and if Melo was on the team, then I feel like not only am I saying now that probably this guy played with Melo obviously here, not in New York, even though the guy potentially would have been in New York at that time. So I think they actually were on the team here. Who else were the power forwards on that team? Who were like the backups? Eddie Nahara was a backup power forward at that time. It's not that guy because I don't think he goes by one name.
I'm trying to think of someone
but
with
I
one name.
feel like that was a good guess.
Yeah.
The height wise, I don't know. That seems rightish. I feel like that part is not right. I don't watch enough college ball for the Big 12 to be a great hint for me.
You want another hint? You're only at 12.
Yeah.
I might need them all.
Hit me with another one.
This one is not great, but it does help put things more into context. He started, in the 4 years he played with the Nuggets, he started for 43 of those games.
So not typically a starter, but definitely saw some starting time. What other big guys did we have around that time? The center back then would have been Marcus Camby.
He went to UMass.
So it would have been a guy who probably had a little bit of time with him. Man, why is my brain not working?
Hint 14, I think, will give it away.
Okay.
The way I pronounce it is probably wrong, but Jamie Jaquez Jr.
What? That's a hint?
It's a great hint. Okay, last one.
Oh, man.
He's the first Mexican drafted player ever.
It was Eddie Nahara. I should have made that my official guess.
I thought he guessed it.
I mentioned it and
you
then
said it
talked myself out of it. He made no expression. He had a great poker face at the time because I glanced at him hoping to get something.
My pants are kind of dark.
His,
you said it, and I was like,
Yeah.
It is Eddie Nahara.
It is Eddie Nahara.
Eddie Nahara.
Well done. Well done.
I feel like I should have made it my official guess. But
why did you talk yourself out of him again?
No, because I think...
I thought I
Can I
guessed
see the
it.
list of clues? There was one clue specifically that I was like, no, I don't think he did that.
Sorry, guys, my bad.
Let me see. It was the... doesn't go by his full name.
Eduardo.
Oh, like he uses it. I thought... See, that's the reason I guessed Nene when you said that, because I thought you meant, like, they called him one thing. That's why I was thinking, like, guys with, like, big nicknames only went by one thing. That's why I guessed, like, Birdman. Because I was like, maybe that's what you meant.
Well, and
No, that's my own fault for not understanding your clue.
Nene, Brazilian.
Yeah.
Most like all soccer players, they basically just go by one name.
Yeah,
And that's
not all. You have to be really good most of the time.
Yeah.
There's plenty of Brazilian soccer players who go by multiple names.
that scared me.
They also have really long names. They have like Brazilian culture has like 4 or 5 names.
Dude, I want to go to Brazil so bad.
Me too.
I'm just imagining the food I would have there. It'd be like a Brazilian grill everywhere you went. Oh
Dude,
my god.
yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Let's go. Street meat.
Yeah.
Just crushing.
Fellas,
crushing like
I'm getting too hungry for that. When you said
can't
Nene,
stop thinking about that meat,
we can hit the beach, hit the beach in Rio.
A lot of meat there.
Yeah.
when you said Nene, I got scared because I'm like, oh man,
That's really close.
We're getting there. Crap. So
That was a really good call.
I'm so mad I talked myself out of Eddie. I would have guessed it like 2 or 3 guesses before.
And so the first hint was that he used to be a legend. He used to coach the Dallas Legends, which is
that one threw me off.
Yeah, I got to
well
be honest.
done. Witty,
I struggle
dude.
to follow 30 actual NBA teams.
Yeah, no,
I'm definitely not checking in on how
I
the
had no
Dallas
idea.
Lightning are doing.
That was Wikipedia.
And
for
I
sure.
probably have spent more time watching like the Guangdong Tigers than I have the Dallas Legends.
I didn't even know the Dallas Legends were a thing until a week ago.
And I was curious how you could go from like not like being a legend and then not being a legend. So I was like, did he mess up? Did he do something really bad? And I'm like trying to like I don't know. Like,
That's another Birdman guess for you.
right? Like
Cleared of all wrongdoing, by the way.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you guys watch that VH1 episode about that crazy catfishing stuff?
no. What I don't even know what happened to him.
Do you not know? Okay.
So someone said that I'll let you tell the story.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it's been a while since, but like the FBI like raided dude's house
Because he
and
had
so
bad stuff.
us people here were like, oh my god, as a casual fan, what was this guy into that I'm a big fan of? Because Birdman was a fan favorite for sure.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
guy's awesome.
Yeah.
Right. And so there was a lot of uncertainty there because you don't necessarily want to be a fan of a guy who has done some really, really bad stuff.
Yeah, you don't wanna
And
be-
so there was a lot of uncertainty there. Went from like legend status to maybe not a legend because of that. Now it came out long term that like some Canadian woman, I don't remember what province, sorry to all of Canada, but had like catfished and pretended to be Birdman Anderson and like made some really specific, really terrible threats to people. And so the FBI raided Birdman as if he was going to like fly out and like do some really heinous things to people.
Wow.
He did not do any of this
No
stuff.
part of it.
Okay.
And so all of this was like completely exonerated, not his fault.
That's so
But
random.
for a while, I feel like, yeah,
Is he Canadian?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I guess the beauty of the internet is I don't have to be American to pretend to be American.
Yeah.
I don't have to be 6'8" to pretend to be 6'8".
Yeah.
I don't have to be covered head to foot in tattoos that are very colorful to pretend to be.
You can be whoever you want.
I can be whoever I want. If I want to be a famous person, why not?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way to do it. Maybe the problem is you don't want to catfish as a nobody because then everyone's suspicious. They're like, you've never really showed us any pictures. How do I know it's you?
Yeah.
You catfish to be somebody famous. You go ahead and do it. Wow. I'm Shaq.
Yes, you are.
Maybe I am The Rock.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we said the rocks here, and
Yeah.
I mean, our listeners better believe it because we're making you believe it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna be honest. When you first said Shaq, I thought you said Shrek.
Yes.
I was like,
Yes. Similar body shape.
I am Shrek.
Do you live in the woods?
Oh my god. All right, fellas, what'd you think? Not a bad.
that was-
guess the
That was
player?
a good one. That was a good one. I was slightly afraid for a while when I talked myself out of it being Eddie. I was trying to think of like who the like third power forward would have been back then, and I was like, this is going to be a guy I barely remember. But yeah, that was a player that we've talked about even before.
Yeah.
So for sure, I should have guessed that one sooner.
I
That's
thought
my
you
fault.
actually already guessed him. So when you said first Mexican player drafted, I was like, well, then
else
who
other
was
than
it?
Then who was it
Yeah.
besides besides Eddie?
I should have, yeah.
But
I should just pulled the trigger. I didn't do it. That's my
Not bad.
fault.
No, that was well done. You deserve that, man.
That was fun.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
That was super fun.
We do have one rule with our blind rankings, and that is the first pick cannot be number 3. Because it's a very neutral pick.
Thank you for. I totally forgot
Yeah.
about that. And you're okay. All right. Okay, everyone. So Rocksteady is the winner of 15 hints. Although, man, I really thought you were gonna get it on. I think it was like hint 11 or 12.
Yeah. I should have.
you pretty much did.
I should
You
have
pretty
just
much
said
did.
it.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to say it's this guy, but it's not.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so now we're gonna play blind rankings. We've done this before. Donnie and I mostly played this game before the season started, but it's always fun to come back to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Rocksteady and Donnie a one player at a time, and they have to rank these players without knowing who's coming next in five spots. So. Number 1 being the best player, number 5 being the
So not
worst.
in any specific category, like who's the best rebounder of these guys?
Yeah, no, we're just going to go with best
player.
overall basketball player.
Okay.
And these are all former or current Nuggets.
Okay, great.
All
Fun.
former or current Nuggets. All right,
excited.
fellas. We have 5 players. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right.
Let's rock.
Fellas, our first player, no surprise here, one of my favorite Nuggets of all time. This guy definitely showed some hustle. We just got done talking about him, Eddie Nahara.
And
You don't know who's coming next.
don't know who's coming next. Okay, I think that I'm going to say 4.
Oh my God,
Eddie.
4.
Eddie is a favorite of mine, right?
Yeah.
He's a great guy. He only started, you said, across those 4 years in 43 games, so he was not traditionally a starter.
Yeah.
And if you were to rank across the spectrum of all Nuggets of all time, I bet he's much higher than that. I don't want to make it seem like he's a low Nugget, right? Yeah. But most of those Nuggets, I wouldn't even know who he's not better than. So I feel like you're going to do mostly names I know. I feel like those players will typically be better than your Eddie Naharas.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
I'm going 4 as well.
Hey,
Yeah.
4. Wow. Okay.
this is a battle. This is a real Donnybrook.
Alrighty. Alrighty, fellas. Alrighty, folks. We're going to go our player number 2, J.R. Smith.
Oh, man. So J.R. Smith, I think on a previous episode I had talked about Joker and his amazing basketball IQ. Maybe I would say this player is the anti-Joker. One of the best athletes, pure athletes, that I've ever seen as a Nugget.
So true.
Just phenomenal. Not the highest basketball IQ.
No.
In fact, I think that one of the most famous memes of all time in the NBA sphere is of LeBron James pointing out what a stupid decision this guy made. So, as a basketball player, though, there's a reason that guy is an NBA champion. There's a reason that he was such a favorite Nugget. He's very good. Yeah. This player, I'm gonna say, and we have no idea who's coming next.
You have no idea who's coming next.
I'm gonna guess 2. I think he's that good.
Okay.
I'm gonna go a little bit high. I think maybe 3 is a safer pick, but I'm gonna guess 2.
Okay. So you have J.R. Smith at 2
J.R. Smith at 2
and Eddie at 4.
Eddie at 4.
Awesome.
Eddie Nahara.
So, have you guys watched his documentary on Amazon? J.R. Smith?
No, about the golf and going back to school stuff.
Yeah.
I want to see that. I have not seen it.
It's
though.
worth it.
Oh,
It's worth it. Because I kind of felt the same. Like, there would be times, dude, that guy could get you either shot out of a game or shot back into a game. I'm going to go 3.
3.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go 3.
All right.
Safe pick.
Very safe.
Alrighty, fellas. Our next one, Aaron Gordon.
Oh man. Right. This is rough because I was just talking about one of the best athletes, and you had to go pick somebody who's probably arguably a better, bigger athlete.
Like one of the
than
best
J.R.
athletes
Smith.
in the
yes,
NBA.
Like literally like one of the craziest athletes we've ever had. Man, that's pretty unfortunate.
I would say definitely, from what I've seen, the best dunk contest of all time was between AG and Zach LaVine.
Yeah. It's definitely up there.
In our lifetime.
I think I'm forced now to say number 1 because I said 2 before. And I think that overall, even though his career has not been on as long, and he probably doesn't have as many overall feats as J.R. Smith yet, I think that Aaron Gordon's probably a slightly better basketball player than J.R. Smith. So I'm going to have to go 1.
Okay.
I'm going to go 2.
2.
That's why you pick the safe pick.
All right.
Yeah.
Donnie, review yours real quick. What's your order so far?
I've got AG at 2, JR at 3, and Eddie Nahara at 4.
I'm similar, but better. I've got AG at 1, I've got JR at 2, and I've got Eddie at 4.
All right, fellas. Here we go.
You're going to bust out Jokic. I'm not even mad.
No, this is actually not going as well as I thought because you guys are doing pretty well. Number 4. I was really hoping that Aaron Gordon would just throw everything off for you guys.
He kind of did. Now I'm nervous.
For me, for sure, I feel like I shot myself in the foot there. I didn't give myself much wiggle room when I guessed JR at 2.
I've got the worst and the best spots open. So this could go either amazingly or just disastrous.
Number 4 is Birdman.
Oh, gosh. I'm just going
I'm
to say
gonna have
5.
to go 5.
Yeah.
5. We both like him. Shout out Birdman.
Yeah. Not a top nugget.
Not one of the best.
No.
Excellent rebounder. Not much offense in that game.
I should have put him earlier in the list. That was my fault. Number 5 is Allen Iverson.
Oh, I want to throw up.
Yeah, so, I mean, the only spot I have left is 3, so I guess I have to go with 3. I guess if I were to really try to make an argument for myself here, I would say that the Allen Iverson that all of you remember was not a Nugget. He was a 76er.
Yep.
And so if I were to defend myself, all time, Allen Iverson leads the Nuggets, I believe, in one statistical category. Do you know what that category is?
Is it steals?
No.
I would just say
This is going to be so. Let me put it this way: on like a per game basis,
Okay.
what category does he lead the Nuggets all time in? This is going to be such a cop out when I tell you what it is. You're gonna be
Shots
mad.
missed.
Nope, but that's a good guess. Shots missed per game is a pretty good guess.
Lowest field goal percentage.
Ooh, no, but that's also a good one. Minutes per game. I think that as a Nugget,
Interesting.
he played like 42 and a half minutes per game.
Wow.
oh my goodness.
So from the same perspective of what you were just inferring right there, right? Implying, I guess. I don't know that this is the most efficient of those Nuggets that we just talked about.
Yeah.
So even though, obviously, Allen Iverson is vastly higher on my all-time list than either Aaron Gordon or J.R. Smith, you could also make the argument that immediately after trading that guy, the team improves.
Yeah.
Our efficiency went way up. We got a player who is not as high on my all-time list, Chauncey Billups. Shout out Denver legend, Chauncey Billups. We immediately improved because our efficiency was so much better. And our defense immediately improved as well.
Yeah.
100%.
So one of those two guys between J.R. Smith, Aaron Aflalo, and Allen Iverson is not a champion.
I forgot about Aaron Aflalo.
Oh, did I say Aaron Aflalo?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
my
but
bad. I meant Aaron Gordon.
But I still remember that guy.
Oh, yeah. Shout out. I mean, I'm always remember that guy. Thanks, Kendrick Lamar. I'm always remember that guy.
Explain.
Aaron Aflalo had a Kendrick Lamar song written about him. You didn't know that? Oh, not big K-Dot fans, I guess.
I thought it was.
I think the name of the song was like Black Boy Fly or something like that. So Aaron Aflalo and Kendrick went to high school together. And so Kendrick, as like the younger guy, wrote a song about like how inspiring it was that this like amazing athlete was on the team, and it like gave him hope about like one day we can all make it out of here and be like amazing. Like Aaron Aflalo inspired, in a sense, Kendrick Lamar.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Especially because when the song came out, he was a Nugget at that time. And so it was like the biggest rapper on the planet when some of those albums came out is shouting out the Denver Nuggets. This is awesome.
Yeah, and not even a top nugget.
Yeah.
But also, Aaron Aflalo was a good player.
Yeah, Aaron Aflalo was a really good player.
I'm glad
I'm
they
not sure
went to
who would've
school
fallen
together because I'm like, did he write a song about his like basketball ability? Because I'm not saying he was a bad NBA player, but like of all the NBA players you could write a song about.
I bet it's different when you see a guy in high school and he's the best player by far. I'm sure Aaron Aflalo tore it up in high school.
Yeah.
Like
he was decent in college.
He was guarding guys that would grow up to be accountants. So, I mean, he was decent in the NBA.
Yeah.
He was not like an all NBA player. He was not like an all-star level player. But he had a decent NBA career.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like there's a ton of guys on the team who were out in like 2 or 3 seasons, and he played good minutes in Orlando. He played good minutes here. Aaron Aflalo was a good player.
All right, fellas. Anything you'd change with yours, Donnie?
If you look at my list from a pure overall career,
You had the correct order from that perspective, yeah.
yeah, from a Nuggets perspective, just because of I never ever liked the trade.
Oh man, you didn't.
I did not like it. I would have put AI at least at 4 or 5. But that's not fair to do to someone who probably is one of the best of his generation.
At 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You think that as a Nugget,
Yeah.
you would put Allen Iverson below both Birdman and Eddie Nahara? I would have to argue with you on that one.
And
I feel like your list wound up being the best, and arguably even from a Nuggets perspective.
Really?
Arguably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because,
I actually think from a Nuggets perspective, your list is the most accurate.
thank you.
Yeah.
I think Aaron Gordon's the best Nugget.
Yeah,
on that list.
100%.
He
Best Nugget.
definitely embodies that. I mean,
AI had the best career.
dude is Mr. Nugget for a reason.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon is like a great Nugget from that thing. But I guess you could say while they were on the Nuggets, has Aaron Gordon been our first or second option ever? No.
Not unless someone's hurt.
Not really.
Yeah.
Has he been the first or second most popular guy on the team ever?
Also, probably no.
Probably not true. Close
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
I think he's 3, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's been number 2.
Yeah.
And so from that perspective, Allen Iverson was the first or second option.
Yeah.
He was the first or second most popular guy on the team.
Fair. Okay.
I
can see that.
There were a lot of negatives there, and like I said, we immediately improved after we traded him. So I think it's debatable either way. I think that 3 is the lowest you should put AI.
Yeah. The reason I see it's okay for you to argue my 4 or 5 pick with
Yeah.
him is because if I were to reorder, it would be based on just Nuggets, and it would be based on how it made me feel.
Oh yeah, from that perspective, a 5 is probably correct.
Yeah, like
because those other players he mentioned, so popular.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
and you're right. Like production-wise, Eddie Nahara is not going to go win you a game, and neither is Birdman. So I get that.
I bet Birdman had more total rebounds while he was here than AI did, but
As he should.
yeah, I would hope so. I feel like you could stack 2 Allen Iversons together, and the Allen Iverson on top of the other Allen Iverson shoulders would not get as many rebounds as Birdman would get.
How tall was he? Like 6'1"?
I
He was pretty
feel
short,
like
wasn't he?
he actually was probably 5'11".
He was tiny.
Yeah, I don't think that guy was actually 6 feet tall.
Quick. Man.
I feel like you really have to read into some of these player heights with a grain of salt. Now, obviously, all these players are giants generally, right? But there's a couple of guys who you're like, I know you're around literal 7-footers, but there's no way you're 6 feet tall. There's
Yeah.
no way. I want to meet them. I want to stand on the court. They should have like cardboard cutouts or something where I can be like, oh, dude, there's no way you're 6 feet tall.
They should do that because don't they do that in like the hallways at Ball Arena? They have some players, like cutouts.
Do they? Oh, man. that'd be
I think
great.
at one point they did in the past.
I want that one, and then I want the wingspan ones, right?
Yeah,
I want
maybe that's what
DeAndre
I'm thinking
Jordan's
of.
wingspan up
Yeah.
in the hallway,
Right.
where I can put like one hand on his hand and try to stretch, and I'm like, oh dear God,
I want to see MPJ's.
I bet it's crazy.
His arms are so long.
I bet it's crazy.
They had
He can hug you twice. He'd go around himself.
this got me thinking about the store yesterday when we were in there or
Mm.
when we were walking out. Do you guys know how much an NBA basketball costs?
You told me this, and it kind of blew my mind.
It's like $200
Yeah.
regularly, $200 to $300.
That's actually insane. I was gonna guess. I felt high, and I would have guessed like 70, and I thought that would have been a high guess.
They had one on sale yesterday for $120, and I almost pulled the trigger, but I was like,
It's not worth it.
I
Man.
would have given you so much grief for that because I feel like you could go to Walmart and buy
A just as good basketball.
a $5 to $10 ball. The ball's not as
No.
good,
It's
right?
not,
But
man.
like the NBA ball is perfect. Are you playing on an NBA hardwood court everywhere you go?
no.
Are you gonna sometimes shoot around outside? Are you gonna
Not with that
dribble
ball.
on your exactly? That's what I'm saying. For what you want, for what the average person wants to use a basketball for, there's gonna be times I want to dribble in my living room. There's gonna be times I want to like dribble out to the car on your way somewhere.
Yeah.
In all of those situations, the $5 ball from Walmart will serve you better because when you get mad that you just missed a shot and people are talking some crap to you,
Send
you
it.
can just punt it somewhere and not feel bad like you just punted $200.
That's a good point.
That's a fair point.
Yeah,
That's a
like-
fair point.
Yeah.
But I would like to shoot my air balls with an NBA ball like the other pros do, but they make it, you know?
Yeah, there you go.
But you're right, though.
That's
yeah.
the way to do it.
It's
You-
smart.
You
Yeah.
can feel like an NBA player.
Were those balls that
Yeah.
we shot with on the court, were they NBA balls?
I bet those were NBA.
Yeah.
I bet that's all they have. They're probably older NBA balls.
Yeah, that's exactly like, well, I don't know, but
They're a little
I looked
wrinkly.
at, they were like scuffed up and
Okay.
super, yeah.
Dang.
Say wrinkly.
I just feel like for that money, though, dude.
Well,
Yeah.
They were kind of saggy.
If I'm in Altitude Authentics, I'm not spending $200 on a ball.
Would you spend 120?
That's what I'm saying.
No, I would spend either 200 or 120 on some really good swag.
Yeah, for
Like
me,
some jerseys.
you got to try to look fly. Unless I'm carrying that ball around with me everywhere I go.
Just keep it under your shirt.
But I probably go shoot
like
2 or
I'm a
3
big
times a
fat
week.
man, just like, oh
Spalding.
my god.
Is that who makes NBA?
I think Spalding still has the contract. Oh my god, guys! All right, we're moving on. We ready to go, fellas? All right, this one's weird. This one's so weird. I don't know why I put this one in.
The weirder the game, the better.
I'd had a few drinks when I put this one in. You need to put these miscellaneous things or items into one category.
Start shouting out, and I'm going to ask for some clarification.
Okay, I'm only going to give you 4 things, and you need to put them. They all fall under one category.
Okay.
I stole part of this from the New York Times. Does like this game where they give like 16 things, and you have to put them in 4 different categories.
Okay.
But
So
this
it's like
is
a similar theme.
yeah. Okay, so there's a theme category that all of these things fall under.
Gotcha.
Okay, your first one. Sorry, my fault. The first one, a foot-long Subway sandwich. Second one, 361 degrees.
Shoes.
Third one, wedding ring. Fourth one, 16. What do all 4 of these things have in common?
A foot-long Subway sandwich, 631 degrees.
361 degrees.
Wedding ring and 16.
361 degrees is 1 degree more than a circle. So that's probably got something to do with it.
It's making me think Joker's shoe deal.
Wow. If that's the answer, congratulations, because I was not going to get there.
I feel like I should give you $20, Donny.
Dang.
Is that not right?
Is that right?
Nikola Jokic shoe. You can fit a foot-long Subway sandwich in his shoe without any problem.
Okay.
Because it's a size
Oh, and he
6.
ties his wedding ring to his shoe.
It's a size
there you go.
16.
That one was really throwing me.
He
Okay,
ties his wedding ring to his
Dang.
shoe.
What's
Very
16?
nice.
That's the size.
That's his shoe
Oh.
size.
That's his shoe size. Because I was hoping that it wouldn't be 15 because then I was like, that'll be Jokic for sure. Anyway, yeah, that's the category.
I mean,
All right, Donnie.
Damn.
You
pretty
have,
good.
you can do that. You get that $20 at Altitude Authentics as
That's
well.
pretty great.
Nah, man. That's Rocksteady's.
Well, no, he's also getting his. All right.
Okay.
All right, fellas. This one, man, that kind of went better than I thought. I kind of enjoyed that.
I was recently
No,
just
that-
looking at.
I'm impressed, Donnie. That was good.
That was good, man.
Well, like you think, like 300. I was gonna 365. How much
300
is?
A
days?
circle is 300. Oh, a year is 365 days.
That's right. How many? Oh, and then
I was thinking of
360.
degrees on a circle. I
Gotcha.
was thinking a circle is 360 degrees.
Okay.
It's 1 more than that.
Okay. I was literally just looking at the shoes the other day. I think that's the 361 because
Yeah.
361 is just a weird number,
It is.
right? Like 360 makes sense because
Yeah.
it's a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Do you know? Oh man, I'm sorry. This is gonna get super nerdy right now. Do you know why we measure circles like that? Why it's 360 degrees like that?
No, but I want to know now.
Are you familiar with the Babylonian sexagesimal numbering system?
Absolutely.
Base 60. they
I'm not.
use. That's why an hour has 60 minutes.
Oh,
Because
Base 60,
Base
huh?
60.
Really?
Obviously, very familiar with the decimal system, the
Yeah.
base 10.
Yeah.
They use base 60.
Which, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense now.
That's crazy, right?
Why?
I wish y'all could see the look on Donnie's face right now.
yeah, my brain's about to explode. Just give me a second.
Do you want to move on to something that's a little bit easier to understand, Donnie?
I'm sorry.
That was a really cool fact. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Super cool. All right, fellas. We're playing 3-on-3, and we're playing to 7. Who's going to win this game and why? Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Team 1, Jamal Murray, Peyton Watson, Zeke Najee. Team 2, I almost said Reggie Miller. Team 2, Reggie Jackson, Aaron Gordon, DJ. Who wins this matchup in a game to 7, fellas, and why? I'll review the teams. Team 1, you have Jamal, P. Watt, and Zeke. Team 2, you have Reggie, AG, and DJ.
What's the fouling situation? Can you just foul DJ?
No, you got to play straight up. You got to play straight up.
You got to play straight up.
You got to play straight up.
Okay.
That is a great strategy, though. Oh, my God. It's so messed up.
Team 2 is too big for Team 1. So I'm going to guess Team 2. I think that I obviously would take Jamal over Reggie. But also it depends on the stakes of this game. Like, if this is just guys messing around, you're going to get regular season Jamal Murray. If this is like the winner of this game, gets some like prize he actually cares about, then you got to say, ooh, maybe Jamal could really step it up, hit some clutch shots or whatever. But Reggie's a pretty quick guy. I don't think he can like totally guard Jamal Murray, but he can stick with him a little bit, slow him down some. I don't think Zeke gives you enough production as a big guy, and I don't think Zeke is guarding either AG or even DeAndre Jordan. So I don't know. That's a pretty solid matchup.
What's your score?
Oh, my final score from this one?
Yeah, to 7. To 7.
Is it make it take it?
No.
Okay.
No.
If it was make it take it, I would say Jamal gets you like the first couple of buckets. He misses one.
Yep.
And then
It's over.
yeah, it's
2 to 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you, Rock, on this one.
Yeah.
And the reason being, so much depends on Jamal.
Yes, I know. I know. That's why I put him in there. I'm like,
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to devalue Peyton Watson's scoring ability. I think it's fantastic. But when you look at the matchups, DJ shuts down Zeke, and that's not going to be hard to neutralize regardless of who you have. And then you have Aaron Gordon guarding Peyton.
Yeah.
And then I think Reggie can be enough, like you said,
Yes.
to shut down. Because 3-on-3, a lot of pick and rolls, right?
Oh yeah.
And Reggie runs it well enough.
Especially with DJ specifically.
Yeah, and he can run it with AG.
Yeah,
for
sure.
So I just don't think that it would work very well with Murray and Zeke or even Peyton. But Peyton probably just doesn't have enough beef to set that type of screen.
The pick and roll with Murray and Zeke relies on the threat of Zeke being able to hit some shots and score.
Yeah.
And I think that they're going to realize just stay with Jamal.
Yep.
fair. All right, fellas.
Yep.
So are you saying 2 to 7? Would that be your final score too, Donnie?
If it's not make it take it, I think it'd be closer than that. I think it 4 or 5.
Oh yeah,
to
because
7.
we were talking if it was okay.
Yeah, I go like 7-4, 7-5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quit
Fair.
copying me.
Jeez, come on, Donnie, have a thought of your own, man.
He has good ideas.
All right, no, that was great. Indy, would you guys change up those teams at all to make them more competitive, or do you feel like those with the players
If you swap Zeke and DJ,
I feel like it's over if you do that.
Man. Yeah.
I feel like DJ and Jamal just
Yeah.
run through. I love AG, but Peyton Watson plays pretty good defense.
Peyton Watson's a great defender. I just don't think he's big enough. Like, if you said MPJ instead of AG, I feel like Peyton, MPJ is a great shooter, but also his post moves aren't like AG. AG's just too big.
Bully ball.
Peyton Watson is just going to get bodied.
Yeah. Fair. Okay. Okay.
Peyton Watson
So
put on 15 pounds
you
of
said
muscle. Please.
switch Zeke and DJ.
Yeah, maybe that's too unfair.
But
With those 6 players, though, I think that's what you would do to make it a little bit more even.
Cool. All right.
I don't know.
And that was kind of a dumb question. I don't know why I asked.
No, I think it'd be interesting if you switched Peyton and AG. Because it would...
Yeah.
Zeke's kind of a passenger then. I mean, he's already a passenger.
Right.
But you give like one team 2 solid studs, right?
Yeah.
And then the other team like 3 reliable positions. It'd be. I think that might even it up a little bit. And again, like I couldn't guess who would win that in a 7-game series to 7
Fair.
each game.
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
7-game series to 7. Jeez.
Right? Why not just play to 21?
Come on, right? All right, fellas. This next game is called 2 Truths and a Lie. You have to figure out which one is the lie. Coincidentally, we have talked about all of these things on the pod before. 2 of them we've actually talked about today. All right, so this may not go as well as I thought, so we can cut it out if it doesn't go well. You ready, fellas? You have to figure out where the lie is. Wait till we're done, though, before you say anything.
That's a lie. I don't have to wait till we're done.
Winner.
Okay, here's the first one. December 16th, 2006, the Nuggets versus the Knicks. The Nugs blow out the Knicks like a gasket on an old Ford. Melo has 34. Marcus Camby has 24. Our boy Andre Miller has a nifty double-double. Eddie Nahara was one of 10 players ejected from the game for his involvement in a brawl involving J.R. Smith and Nate Robinson. That's the first one. Second one. Arguably the greatest defender in the early 2000s. Arguably one of the greatest defenders of all time. This player, Marcus Camby, won Defensive Player of the Year in 2006 and was also a repeat Defensive Player of the Year in 2007. That's number 2. Number 3, Birdman, the player Birdman. What is his actual name?
Chris Anderson.
Chris Anderson, Birdman, a high-flying, wonderful Nugget who we all came to know and love, was arrested by the FBI and had his house raided because he was known to be doing illegal things, and it came out months later that was not true. That's number 3.
Well, obviously, I know that's a truth now.
Is all of it true?
Oh. I think Camby only won it once.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I don't think he was a repeat Defensive Player of the Year.
That's what I think.
Maybe this is my bad memory, but I don't think he was.
I agree. I feel like...
We're guessing number 2.
Yeah.
We're guessing that's 11.
Is that right?
Oh, we're so good.
He won it in 2006. He did not win it in 2007. He was runner-up.
Was it to who? Dwight Howard?
I don't remember who. I forget who it was. Yeah, sorry, fellas. That was way too easy.
No, that's all good.
And
can we talk about a few of those situations? I mean, while we're just here talking, we're just content.
Yeah, why not?
Oh yeah.
Right. So I feel like was Marcus Camby one of the greatest defenders of all time? I feel like he was a great Nuggets defender. I'm not sure that if you were to have who were the best defensive players of all time, I don't think he'd make my top 10.
I wouldn't put him there either. I just put that to add more to. I didn't even read that. I just added that.
If he had won a couple, then maybe you'd say that.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that always that, being the winner of the Defensive Player of the Year puts you in that. I mean, like, Rudy has like 3 now. Is he the best defender of all time? I mean, I don't think so.
I don't think he's
spoiled because Joker turns him into barbecue chicken every time they play. And so I'm like, this is your king? This is the greatest defender in the league? Okay.
Barbecue chicken. Okay.
Personally, I love
together. I agree, though. I don't think
in terms of like defensive centers, I was always a huge Ben Wallace fan, so I would mention a guy like that.
He would go down, I think, as one of the top 10 of all time.
I was looking up some of the greatest defenders of all time. He and Bill Laimbeer were top, and I was like, both Pistons. Yeah, makes sense.
The bad boys, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Which of the current Pistons is the best defender? I don't know that any of them can defend.
The water boy.
Well, and it really, the Pistons currently really sheds new light on the term bad boys.
Oh, yeah.
Because they are the definition.
They're bad at everything.
Yeah. This is one of those situations, bad is not good.
I think I've told you, Donnie, but I don't know if I've told you, Rock. My mom's favorite player of all time was Marcus Camby because he puts forth effort. He goes to get rebounds. And all the stuff that
I'm not sure I'd say he's the biggest effort guy, but super, super tall. I love the release on his shot. It's like a guy shooting a soccer free throw.
So gross. It's so disgusting.
But also he was so tall and so tall and long that like you couldn't really block it.
Yeah.
He didn't get blocked very often.
No.
There was a lot of ugly releases in that era, right? Sean Marion was from that era.
Yep.
Tayshaun Prince.
Oh man, a lot of ugly releases.
We go from Rip Hamilton to Tayshaun Prince on the same team.
Yeah.
One of the most beautiful shots of all time.
You would hope your young player Tayshaun is watching Rip play and learning, but that is not the case.
No.
His job on offense was go sit in the corner. If it's wide open, hit it.
Yeah.
If it's not, well, you better find Billups or someone else.
Man, I still think how crazy that team would have been. Like how much of NBA history would have been different had that team not been like, we're not really happy with our 3. Let's draft this small forward out of Syracuse who just won a national title. How different things would be for them now. They for sure win at least another championship. Mm-hmm. The emergence of LeBron James as like the probable GOAT. It takes a lot longer for that to happen. The 48 special or whatever, right, that he put on to that Detroit team that kind of ended their run, that probably is not enough to even win them the game. And you're like, wow, what a great effort in a losing thing. This dude can't get out of the second round. Like, the narratives just changed so drastically, I think, around so many of those guys.
And didn't the year before that draft, didn't they win the title? And then they had that trade that they had a trade with whoever, because the Pistons actually didn't get the number 2 pick. They had it through a trade, and it wasn't a protected pick.
Oh, man.
So the Pistons...
What crazy luck, too.
Yeah.
To be like, we've got a really solid team in the number 2 pick.
Yeah, because didn't the Pistons...
And still botch it.
They won the title the year before?
That team only won 1.
Yeah.
So did they win and then that pick? I thought it was...
It could be. I just
think we're wrong by a year here.
Okay.
I could be mistaken, but I feel like they didn't win the title and then get the pick. I feel like they got that pick, and that's the team who won the title.
So is Darko Milicic an NBA champion?
I think so. I think he won as like a rookie.
He won it before Melo and LeBron.
That's hilarious.
I could be wrong on my timeline, but I feel like that's correct.
That is
I think
great.
that year LeBron didn't even make the playoffs, right? The rookie season,
No.
in Cleveland. So wow, one of those guys was a real winner. People would have said on Twitter had it been a thing in 2003 or whatever that was.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. So we have it's football weekend. Okay.
Tis.
What are those games called? Conference championship.
Yeah.
It's called- Okay. Anyway, the conference championships are this weekend. We have 4 teams left. We have the Ravens, we have the Niners, we have the Lions, and we have the Chiefs.
Go Lions.
And you're probably wondering exactly right. Probably wondering, what does football have to do with the Nuggets or the NBA? So I'm asking you, fellas, Rocksteady and Donnie, of those 4 teams left in the NFL, which NBA teams are they most like and why? You can give me personnel reasons. You can give me the way they perform reasons, whatever it is. The 4 teams left, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Niners, and the Lions. Which NBA teams do those 4 teams embody?
That's a good question. All right. I would say like maybe the 49ers or the Celtics.
I was just going to say that.
We
That is a well...
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
That was the first one that jumped to mind, right? A team that, like, man, they have all the talent in the world. They're so good.
And they've got,
They
like,
talk
history.
themselves into, they have the history of success. You feel like they should be more successful than they actually have been, that they've underachieved a little bit. And so even though they have potentially the best roster top to bottom of any of those 4 teams, they talk themselves into saying they're the underdog when you're like, you guys are the underdog? Really? And so I feel like that's a close matchup in that way. And yet, despite that, I kind of don't have any faith in them to win. I don't think they're going to beat Detroit, which is crazy. A team that does not have as much history of success, we'll say.
No, not at all. Yeah.
So
Okay. So the Niners, the Celtics would be the Niners.
I think so.
Donnie, you agree with that?
Yes, 100%. The other ones I'm struggling with.
All right.
Some of them are tricky. You know what? I'm going to say Detroit is the Miami Heat.
Oh, okay. Elaborate on that.
And I don't know that this is the best guess. So I'm just making this up as I go. But my reason for that is that Miami Heat this past postseason was a team that, like, got there. Nobody really thought they were the most talented or best of those teams on there. And they, through, like, grit, effort, kept, like, succeeding as things went along. So I feel like that is a close comparison in that way. Obviously, the difference is that, like, the Pistons have not. I'm sorry. The Lions have not had success for a long time in the playoffs at all, and the Heat obviously have had a lot of playoff success.
Yeah.
But I think the difference still is that people are just like surprised that this team is doing anything at all. So I don't think that's the best comparison. I think there's probably better ones, but that's the first one that popped into my head.
I think that's a great one. Donnie, what do you have, man?
I'm going to go with Detroit. Has Detroit, have they won a Super Bowl? No, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I mean, they haven't even made the playoffs in over 30 years. So.
Yeah.
Has Sacramento ever won an NBA title?
Oh, the Kings.
Oh.
Maybe that's a good one.
And now they're kind of
Like, when I look
man.
at the Kings, everyone on that team, I like him. I want to cheer for him.
Oh man,
You know, like, I really like Sabonis. I really like Fox. I really like Monk.
De'Aaron Fox is so good.
Right? Like, you want
Kevin Huerter.
Yeah. I really enjoy watching both of those teams. And, like, is it Dan Campbell? Is that his name? Of the Detroit Lions?
Yeah.
How do you not cheer for that guy?
Oh, man.
You have to.
He's not. I'm a diehard Bronco fan,
Yeah.
but that man makes me want to run through a wall. And he's not even my coach.
Yeah.
Do you remember when he first got hired? Did you like his press conference? Did you see that?
Uh-uh.
Do you remember this,
don't think I
Rocksteady?
do,
So
no.
when he got hired, I can't quote. It's to me it's as iconic as Iverson's practice rant. Yeah, because Dan Campbell goes something like, "We're gonna be like a snake, and we're gonna bite you in the knee, and then when you kick us
Oh, I
down,
heard this,
we're gonna
yeah.
go back. We're gonna get your knee again. And you know what? We're gonna keep going after that knee over and over and I loved making fun of it because it was hilarious. But they've done just that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm a
I think
huge.
that's a good comparison. Yeah.
I'm all.
They've turned doubters to believers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is really hard to do in sports when you have a team, especially nowadays, when you have a team that I would say fandom for sports grows each year, right? Like
Yes.
sports are at probably an all-time high every single year. And Detroit, talk about a team that just has never had that success.
Yeah.
And every year you're like, okay, maybe, and then they got rid of Stafford and you're like, okay, it's going to be another 30 years. Yeah. And then this guy just comes in and says stuff like that. Yeah. And you're like, okay, this is either going to go absolutely terribly or we're going to be on a pod talking about how cool it is, So yeah,
I think that's a good matchup. Yeah. That's a pretty good comparison.
I don't know. And I mean, granted, there's no one in Sacramento that's like saying that stuff.
Yeah.
But I just cheer. I don't know. Sacramento fans. Do you guys know Hassan Minaj is? He's like a comedian.
Yeah.
He's like a diehard Sacramento fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he's the kind of guy I look at that I would compare to like a Detroit fan. Oh, like was just there through the very tough times.
Yeah.
And now is like
that makes everything so much better as a fan though, right?
You have to go through bad times. And that's why I'm like, finally it's time to humble some Patriots fans.
I think I was telling Leo the other day, if I lived in Detroit right now, I'm buying season tickets to that Pistons team for sure. Because first of all, you're never going to get a better deal than you are right now.
No.
You will never get a better deal. They would be begging you to take those tickets.
They might pay you.
And the team can't possibly be this bad next year.
Yeah.
They're going to improve. They literally have nowhere else to go but up.
Yeah.
And so hop on the bandwagon now. And you're gonna suffer for a few years.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you this. You're probably going to do that anyway. You live in Detroit. But on the other hand, it's going to be that much better when that team makes the playoffs again. You're going to love it. It's going to make all those great moments better.
Fellas, I like both of your takes with the Heat and with the
I think
Kings.
that Kings comparison sits more right with me. I think that's a really good one.
Now we have we have the Niners. You guys said they were like the Celtics, and then we have the
49ers?
No.
Oh,
the Niners are
the
the Celtics.
comparisons we already made were just to the
Lions.
Detroit
Thank you.
Lions.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right, so now we have Ravens and Chiefs left.
I think that with all the media circus around the Chiefs this year, they're the Lakers. They are always, you cannot escape that news cycle. And I don't want to say this as like often it's interesting. I think that I really hate the Chiefs because they've kind of kicked our asses for the past 8 years. I'm sick of it.
Yeah,
But
that's fair, man.
in addition to that, you can't escape the news cycle. They're always everywhere. That being said, I guess the Taylor Swift stuff is at least a new wrinkle in it. So at least there's a new perspective on me hating them this year.
Fair.
It's not all hate, but it's definitely hate.
Yeah.
So yeah, the same way with the Lakers, man. Even as we're just whooping them in the Western Conference Finals this last year, you couldn't get over. Every story is about what the Lakers did and didn't do. It's about LeBron James. It's about Anthony Davis. I'm just sick of it. And that's all we got to hear about. And that's the one for me.
I love it.
I'm 100% on board.
Yeah.
Like when I think of the Chiefs the past 10 years, I understand that like they had to suffer a little bit when we had Peyton because they actually had a really good team. When we had Peyton, they had Alex Smith and he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I mean, not as good
He
as
was good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
time out.
Phenomenal is
He was on a phenomenal team.
okay.
We'll put it that way.
There you go. There you go.
He's not Mahomes. I don't think anyone is Mahomes.
No.
But I can't stand. And granted, I don't think the Chiefs did it in the same way the Lakers did it. But the Lakers get to go from Kobe Bryant, and yes, there was a few off years, but then they get LeBron James.
Seem fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
It is not fair, and I refuse to. I guess that's the life we living in a smaller market.
Yeah.
But then the Chiefs, they go they go for a guy that we could have drafted, the Broncos. Yeah. So that makes it even worse.
Yeah.
And they're a division rival. So all your comparisons, I 100% agree with, especially with all the media fiasco with like who people are dating and that kind of thing.
Oh man.
Yeah, Lakers.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would say both teams kind of are chief rivals over the past few years, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah. Let's see.
Who's the Ravens?
Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to say the Dallas Mavericks. This is
I think
a little out there.
I think I know.
Do you kind of know? Okay.
I would. Yeah. Let's see.
I think that Lamar is like a phenomenal player. And obviously there's a lot of like talk about MVP in the NFL right now and who it's going to be. And while he's kind of in those discussions, he's not like the consensus like this dude is the dude.
Yep.
Luka might be that dude.
Yeah.
And yet when I look at all the MVP discussions right now in the NBA,
he's like
you
fifth.
talk about Embiid, you talk about obviously Joker, you talk about Shea, you talk about Tatum, how is a guy who just scored the 4th most points ever in an NBA game like 4th on that list? And I don't want to say that all he does is score, because you can make that argument with some players. When Kobe got his 81, you can be like, all dude did was kind of shoot. So of course, what's going to happen? It's Kobe. Luka's game is complete too, dude.
It is.
Did you know that he is leading the league? Like, what did I see in number of blitzes, number of times he gets double teamed? He was up, and I saw the stat earlier in the week, so I'm sure those numbers are much higher now. He was at like 333 times that he had been double teamed, and like the next closest was like 180. Damn. No player gets guarded the way this guy does, and he still produces like this. That dude is the dude. And I kind of feel that way about Lamar in Baltimore. So I think that they're similar in that regard. Yeah. I wouldn't per se say I'm rooting for. I mean, I'm rooting for the Ravens insofar as I don't want to see the Chiefs win. But that's pretty much it. It's not like I've got any strong opinion on them one way or the other. My favorite Ravens teams are not this one. You know, I loved the old defensive matchups with like your Ed Reed and your Ray Lewis. I thought those were great. And my favorite Dallas team is not this Dallas team. My favorite Dallas teams were like back in the Dirk era or whatever, you know, when they were really successful. So in my head, I guess that's kind of the comparison.
I can totally see that.
Yeah,
100%.
I actually was gonna say Dallas too, and but I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna throw another one out there,
okay,
just so we can talk about
got you.
But I 100% agree.
Or you can put a new swing on it if you want to. Yeah.
Well, when you think about the Ravens, you think about one guy, who is phenomenal
for sure,
right? And then you think about, honestly, dude, I couldn't tell you one other player the Ravens have. And I mean,
notice I had to talk about like Ed Reed and Ray Lewis. I'm like,
right?
Yep.
So you look at Luka Doncic. He doesn't really have the greatest supporting cast. I'm not saying the Ravens don't, but you can't. It's nothing like Mahomes, right? Like you could name probably at least 2 other players that Mahomes has on his offensive team. So that was my. I was right on board with you when it comes to Luka, to him.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, a lot of people aren't giving him the credit he probably deserves.
Oh no, man.
You know,
he deserves way more.
Yeah.
Credit.
The disrespect you two are giving Kyrie Irving right now is insane to me.
Well, I'm not saying.
Imagine if they had Jalen Brunson right now with the tear he's on.
Yeah,
that
that's true.
That would be fun. Although, granted, that team could not guard anybody. Luka and Jalen
couldn't guard a post
in the backcourt.
Yeah,
it'd be a lot of fun though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of points.
Oh yeah.
No, I agree. Like Kyrie's great, but he's not what he used to be. Yeah. And it's the Luka show.
My second one that I was going to say is the 76ers. And just hear me out. This is what it's not as good in my opinion as the Dallas comparison.
Yeah.
But Embiid, a guy who Lamar, he's also in the league at the same time as Patrick Mahomes and like other really good quarterbacks.
That's
so like
good.
If they're not in the league, Lamar Jackson probably has like 3 or 4 MVPs at this point, right?
Man.
Right?
That's a really good point.
How bad does it have to mess with you to know that you're on like a historically good run that's being overshadowed by a guy that's on a historically greater run?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Right?
Yeah. It's like the Joker thing.
Yeah.
Joker has overshadowed Embiid until last year. And will probably, I mean, Embiid should probably win it this year.
So one day Lamar could just be Clyde Drexler of like a guard that is so good.
Yeah.
But Michael Jordan exists.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're not that guy.
Sorry, man. Yeah.
It's all about timing sometimes.
Yeah. Cat scores 63. And then Embiid and Luka are like, hold on.
And we'll win.
Yeah.
And we'll win.
Those guys can win.
Oh, that was awesome. That was fun, fellas.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have a picks for those? No?
No.
He wrote down the correct answers on his phone. So like, you guys are actually 0 for 4.
Yeah, you guys went 2 for 4. Not too bad.
Yeah.
All right. This is my last one.
Okay.
All right. I love doing this one. I love drafting. So we're gonna do a draft, fellas.
Oh man.
We are doing the Ultimate Nuggets draft with Donny and Rocksteady.
Ultimate draft.
Donny, Rocksteady, you guys are going to build a team of Nuggets. And I'll let you guys decide. I put here a 3-on-3 team or a 5-on-5. Do you guys want to do 3-on-3 or you want to do 5-on-5?
You know, we can start 3-on-3, and then I'll probably want to expand it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
If I feel like Donnie's winning at 3, then I'm going to go ahead and keep drafting.
Fair.
Until my team can be.
That's fair.
So, fellas, you have to, in this draft, you have to draft either current or former Nuggets players.
Okay.
And your job is to build the number 1 Nuggets team. Not the number 1, just a team that'll beat the other person. So,
what restrictions do we have? Is it just talent based? Is like the rough salary that a player made, is that a factor in it? What era of officiating are we playing? Like, are we playing under modern rules, but I can draft any all-time Nugget?
Okay. Good question. Good question, man.
I need some more parameters.
Yep, fair.
Parameters.
We are playing in today's rules.
Today's rules.
We are with the poor officiating.
Gotcha. But I can challenge a couple of bad calls.
You can challenge bad calls. Yeah. You are trying to draft players, because this, I can see where this would get hazy. Let's draft players based off of their production.
Am I like?
Do you guys want to do whole player, like as a whole player, as just a nugget?
Yeah. Can we take a quick break?
Let's do a quick break.
Quick.
A quick break. Quick.
We'll bring it back.
Yeah. Bring it out.
Throw it back. Alrighty, Donny, Rocksteady. We have you guys back here. We are doing a Nuggets, all-time Nuggets draft. Your job is to draft a team in July that will be successful all the way through one NBA season and hopefully win an NBA championship in June of the following year. Okay? So when you draft these players, I want you to keep in mind that they need to play a whole season. You are drafting based off of how they produced for the Nuggets. So I would say draft them based off of how they produced for the Nuggets when they played for the Nuggets. Can you base this off of 3 years of work? Sure. Can you base it off of 1 year? Yes, because this is for 1 year of play. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think I'm good on those rules, yeah.
Okay.
Man, this is going to be a tricky one. I feel like I'm going to overthink myself into a really bad team, but I'm ready to do it.
Well, here's
not that it'd be a bad team, but to a team that is not going to mesh.
Produce.
Yeah.
So here's my thing is, how are we going to, because each of you won a different segment today. How are we going to decide who drafts first?
We got to coin flip it. Especially, this is so crazy because I feel like in my head, there's such a gulf from the first draft pick to the second draft pick.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. We should change this.
Whoever picks first,
you cannot
probably wins.
Yeah, you can. Okay, let's. God dang it! I hate how good he is.
Yeah.
You cannot draft Nikola Jokic.
Okay. Ooh, yeah. Because literally, I was thinking here.
Yeah, you're right.
Myself,
yeah,
like,
that's you.
Who do I take second? And
I was
really
thinking
depends.
This would be really good because we don't have a ton of really great players, but the problem is we have someone.
We have somebody who's too great.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There are a lot of Nuggets who I feel like are on an NBA like top 100 team.
Yes.
Or maybe not a lot, but we've got a sprinkling of guys in there.
Agreed.
There's definitely one guy who's on like a top 10 NBA team.
Top 5. Yeah. I'm okay. You cannot draft Nikola Jokic. That is part of this. I'm glad we talked about that.
Yeah.
Because, all right. Are we flipping a coin? Are we doing an actual coin or are we doing an electronic coin?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay. Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, let me take some notes on this one. I'm not typically a notes guy, but I feel like I'm for sure overthinking this.
All right. Does anybody want to call heads or tails? Rocksteady, I'm being told that you call it. What do you want?
I'm calling. I want a head.
Okay, here we go.
There's only one head on the coin. I'm sorry.
Go.
Do I need to pluralize
Here
it? I don't know whether that's a head or a tail.
It's a tail.
I
it's
lose.
a tail.
That's
all right.
okay.
Okay, so
It's
Donny.
the last time I'm losing on this.
Donny, you get to draft first. You cannot draft.
Are we snake?
Yeah, we can snake it.
I think we should snake it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the most fair.
Okay.
All right. Donny, first pick in the Nuggets all-time draft.
You just bought this man's jersey. His name is Alex English.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Alex English, so he is your first guard?
Correct.
Cool.
Probably the 2 or 3.
Okay.
I think he was, I mean, depending on what your team looks like, I don't know if you're going small ball or not, but I think he was mostly a 3.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because he's 6'7".
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty solid answer. I'm not mad at that. I think overall production you get from that guy, oh man.
Not a lot of defense, but a whole
good.
heck of a lot of offense. Holy crap.
Heck of a lot of offense.
Jeez.
I mean, some of the best transition that the Nuggets have ever seen.
The leading NBA scorer in the 80s.
Yeah.
That's kind of what got me.
Yeah.
Great pick. I would have picked him first, too.
That's a pretty good argument. And so here's where my personal preference for this player is going to make a huge issue for me. So maybe this is where my overthinking starts. And also, I'm gonna worry about getting to the playoffs later. Once we get there, I want to win. I want playoff Jamal Murray. So I'm taking Jamal.
I think that's Fellas, 2 solid picks.
Yeah.
Okay. All
I
right. So,
respect that.
Donnie, you have Flick for your first one, and we have the Blue Arrow for Rocksteady.
That's right.
Rock, who is your second pick?
My second pick is going to be another player that we have mentioned already. I've got my guard, and while I think he's a solid defender, I have some maybe potential defensive issues later. I want somebody who can credibly run pick and roll with this guy. So it's a guy who's got to not just be a good defensive player, but has a little bit of a threat of an outside shot. I'm taking Marcus Camby.
Oh,
Solid.
I cannot argue that at all. As we learned earlier, he did not win Defensive Player of the Year twice, but he did win it, and only one player in the entire league wins it per year. So you have to be extraordinary. So Marcus Camby and Jamal. Man, that's a good duo. Donnie, who is your second pick with that's going to play with Mr. Alex English?
I'm going to go with AG.
Ooh, okay.
Solid.
Aaron Gordon, huh?
Yeah, he can run the 4 and 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, size-wise, doesn't have probably the length or the height for Marcus Camby, but he's got the weight.
Oh, for sure.
know,
I was just going to
Camby
ask.
cannot push that guy around.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think that's solid, yeah.
Donnie, who is your third pick?
I'm going to complete my 2 big men.
Okay.
Do you know who I'm going to pick?
No, I'm a little bit nervous depending on who it is.
Okay.
But...
I'm going to go with Antonio McDice.
Okay. That's pretty good.
I loved him.
Interesting.
So
another guy who like can do a little of the 4 or the 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a very like hybrid Swiss Army knife
Yeah.
type team.
I think that's
here.
solid.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Antonio McDice.
We're definitely going to have to box out.
Yeah.
We're not going to
I was going to say
reach everyone like
man,
Joker.
Well, Camby's length is going to bother, I think, your guys a little bit. I mean, I think that both of those guys could score, especially McDice, I think, could score against him for sure.
Yeah.
But Camby at least can contest a little bit. I don't think it's going to be a domination or anything like that.
Yeah.
He'll change a shot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. I think I need a little bit more scoring. Camby, I think, has a decent threat of like a perimeter shot. You know, he would shoot top of the key a lot with that crazy release. But
Yeah.
he didn't have like, he wasn't Mr. Reliable. He wasn't automatic from 20 feet by any means.
No.
I'm a little bit more scoring. I'm going with a David Thompson.
Ooh. Legend.
Yeah.
Well done.
Skywalker.
Skywalker. Yeah.
Man.
I think the athleticism he adds is really going to help me a lot on this. And he was a bucket. So I feel like you can't double Jamal if you've got the threat of David Thompson also lurking out there. That's going to be really, really tough.
I specifically remember watching Winning Time when, not Bus, Jerry West was talking about possibly trying to get David Thompson from the Nuggets.
Ooh.
And I was like, man, I'm glad that never happened.
I'm also glad that never happened. But, man, that team would have been...
That would have been nasty.
It already was.
It already was nasty.
That's what I'm saying. Jesus.
Oh, man. But, okay, so we have David Thompson. We have Jamal.
And Marcus Camby.
And Marcus Camby. Man, that's a big, strong... Okay, who's your fourth?
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
This maybe is a controversial pick, and I feel like y'all may not agree with it. Overall contribution is a Nugget. If I'm looking at a bucket, though, I'm going to take Carmelo Anthony.
Okay.
I was surprised neither of you had taken him yet.
I was a little bit afraid because I do think that as a Nugget, especially now that we've won a title, people, like average fans you talk to, still remember the Melo era. Don't think of it as fondly as I guess I do. I think maybe I'm way higher on the Melo era overall. I still really liked making the playoffs all the time. I mean, we suffered through some not at all playoffs before that happened.
Yeah, like it was obvious in
That's very
December.
true.
Like,
Yeah.
we were talking about ourselves the way the Pistons fans are probably talking about themselves for a while.
Yeah.
So to turn around from that and make the playoffs every year consistently for 8 years was great. And I will always maintain that 09 Nuggets team should have won a title.
I agree.
will always maintain that.
Yeah. I mean, the point you made, I think, last time you were here,
Yeah.
they get through that. They play Orlando.
Oh, come on. Dwight Howard in the finals.
Yawn.
Come on.
5 games.
Yeah.
Done.
Easy.
Yeah.
Light work.
Now, Melo is going to be in my next round of
yeah.
draft. So
Oh, yeah.
that was a solid pick.
Okay.
Okay, so Rock, run through your team for us real quick.
So far, I have Jamal Murray, Marcus Camby, David Thompson, and Carmelo Anthony.
That's a big squad.
Yeah.
Melo's your 3?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, DT at 2 is going to be some problems.
Because he's a big
My
guard,
hope,
isn't he?
Yes. My hope is that defensively, even though, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I didn't really watch David Thompson play. I mean, I've seen highlights and stuff.
Yeah.
So I know, like, stat-wise, I know the reputation. So if I'm saying something wrong and you're a Nuggets old head, please correct me in the comments. But I feel that just his extra size will give some guys some issues, and my hope is that makes up for whatever defensive shortcomings he might have had.
Fair. Man, you have arguably one of the most exciting backcourts in basketball with those two.
Yeah.
Okay. Donnie, who do you have so far?
I've got Alex English,
Stud.
who I'm going to, now this will make sense after I pick my last two here.
Okay.
But he's going to play the 2 for me.
Okay.
Oh.
We've
You're
got
gonna have a big squad then, too.
Yeah, like we'll kind of cap out at like AG and McDice, but you know, from across the board will be good.
Yeah.
And then I've got AG and McDice.
Okay. So you're looking for a 3 and a 1?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Donnie, how are you going to end your draft?
So with a 1, it's a guy we talk about all the time on this pod. You know exactly who I'm talking about. His name is Sir Andre Miller, current coach of our
What a passer.
Gold Rapids.
Basketball IQ through the roof.
Yeah, like the only thing.
Mensa basketball IQ.
Yeah, like the only downfall in his game really was the
Speed.
and the 3-point shooting.
But even like he was able to slow things down to make it work for him.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking pick and roll with AG,
Yeah.
McDice,
Yeah.
smooth.
Yeah. Andre Miller, one of the best lob passers we've ever had. Throwing the lob to AG.
Oh man.
That's like 20 points a night guaranteed, just off 10 lobs.
And just like those weird slash cut layups that you're like, how did he get to the rim? Because you're right, like he isn't that quick, but he's really decisive with his movement, and it makes him look quick.
Yeah.
He's really not that quick, but he's very good with his movement. He's kind of like Joker.
Well, I guess I would say the opposite. He's not fast, but I feel like he's quick.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to put it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he was not a guy to like run out in transition and really get a lot of stuff done. But
He didn't run the 40-yard dash at the combine.
no. But I mean, didn't he lead the NBA one season in assists? I believe before he was a Nugget.
Yeah.
But
It wouldn't surprise me.
just from running the half court.
Yeah.
I mean, a guy that could barely dunk,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
barely.
It's insane.
Didn't matter. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So you have Andre. You
Okay.
have Flick as your 2. You have Aaron Gordon, Antonio McDice. Who else do you have, Donnie?
Okay, so this last one, there's 2 that I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Okay. One is currently on the Nuggets. MPJ.
Okay.
He's slowly grown. I'm a fan of MPJ, don't get me wrong. And yeah, we've given him some flack on here. The guy is an amazing player. He's an NBA champion.
I'm enticed.
Yeah.
You know? But then there's another guy who I've also talked about on this podcast, and his knee injury is kind of something that threw me over the edge.
Oh.
Danilo Gallinari.
Gallinari. Okay.
I'm going to go with Gallinari.
Oh wow.
I'm going to go with Gallinari with pre-ACL
Okay.
injury as my 3. I don't know. Throw a little
I
like
think it's a
Euro
pretty
flair
solid
in there.
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Stud.
with the guys that you mentioned, stretching the court is probably a good idea. Gallo really helps you with that too.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a pretty solid outside shot.
Yeah. So I guess my team will cap off Andre Miller, Alex English, Danilo Gallinari, AG, and Antonio McDice.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good team. That's a physical team.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a good physical team. I am going to try to take advantage of the fact that I think overall my team is a little bit taller than your team.
Okay.
I want to keep that rolling. I think that Andre Miller has great court vision and stuff like that, but dude was like 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
And so I want to get as many hands and passing lanes as I can.
Okay.
I'm going to pick I'm going to go Twin Towers here. In addition to next to Marcus Camby, I'm putting Dikembe Mutombo.
Oh, I kind of forgot about
Wow. Holy
So
crap.
I feel like Andre will definitely be throwing those lobs up there, but I feel like Camby and Dikembe,
the length of those 2 guys.
Dikembe are gonna, as often as you're throwing those lobs, I feel like there's a lot of turnovers happening.
Probably. Yeah.
Man,
That's a really solid pick.
I like these teams
I
here.
think that kind of positionally, Dikembe plays the 5 and Camby plays the 4. Not because he's a 4 at all, but just because he's got kind of that little more range in his game. And so you'll often see him, running that pick and roll top of the key where it's really more of a pick and pop rather than pick and roll per se. But also, if you mess up or botch that defensive rotation at all, then you potentially have Dikembe right there who you can just... So
That's a good call. That's a good call.
Rim protection.
yeah.
You have it across the board.
We have rim protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna say your name, fellas, and then I want you to give me your quick 5 just as a
He's
recap.
got one. Oh, was that it? That was it.
That's your 5th.
That's
right?
my 5.
That was
Yeah.
your 5th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you were the one at the beginning, so I get the one at the end.
Okay.
Alrighty, Donnie, give us your 5. Go quick.
Andre Miller, Alex English, Danilo Gallinari, Aaron Gordon, Antonio McDyess.
That's a good team.
That is a solid team. I'm not mad at that team at all.
Rock.
Positionally, I'm probably running Jamal Murray at the 1, DT at the 2, Melo at the 3, Camby at the 4, and Dikembe Mutombo at the 5.
Yeah. I really want to see this happen.
That would be. Oh
This
man.
is why you get like a 2K. You put it in Legends mode. And you
For
just
real.
try to mess around.
Yeah.
Don't even play the game. Just like watch it. You're
Right.
just like, oh man, this is crazy.
We got to get it just for that reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. We'll just make it a business.
So I
expense.
guess I have 2 questions now. Which team does better in the regular season, and which team does better in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Because as much as I love Jamal and I said I really want some playoff success, he's not the most consistent one, I feel like, in the regular season. He's going to be
Agreed.
like a solid player. He's not an all-star. Right.
Agreed.
Andre Miller, I think, had better consistency. You always kind of knew what you would get because he relied a lot more on the,
His
court
like
IQ.
his like potential never really got below a certain amount. It was
Yeah.
always here.
Yes.
But his peak was also to a certain amount.
His peak was only to a certain amount.
Yeah.
But a great passer, like I said. I think he literally led the league in assists one year.
Yeah.
I think another advantage you have is that even though he's not the fastest guy, Jamal also is not like the fastest guy. He is pretty. I'm not saying he's slow by any means or
Yeah.
whatever, but he's not just gonna like absolutely eat you alive at that. So
Yeah.
while I think I've got like a bit of an advantage, Jamal's a little bit taller.
He's more
probably
athletic.
a little bit faster. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. It isn't like the biggest discrepancy in the world. That's a potential advantage that like a really, really quick guard like a Nick Van Exel, I think would just run circles around like an Andre Miller. And then you're like, obviously Nick was not that tall either, so that's not an advantage, but just like the speed, you're out in transition the whole time, and potentially that hurts you guys, but I don't think I can take as big an advantage from that one.
Okay.
I think, man, both of our teams are a bucket.
I feel like playoffs for guards, just for guards,
Yeah.
your team would win in the playoff setting.
Yeah.
Your team is going to have a much better success,
Yeah.
much more success during the regular
And
season.
sometimes that
Yeah.
seeding matters, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it would be fun to see these teams. So now that we have them set, let's answer it. Which team wins an NBA Finals?
I think it comes down to the big men.
Yeah.
And in this case, AG's going to have to hit some big outside shots because the rim protection that you have on your team is unlike probably we've seen in the NBA, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You have 2 guys.
I mean, that is like a old San Antonio Spurs, like Tim Duncan, Tim Robinson
Yes.
caliber.
Or even like the Wallace boys.
The
that-
Wallaces, yeah.
You know, gives me
was a
that
lot
kind of
fun.
vibe.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah. The downside to my team, I think, in that guard is while both of my guys are pretty athletic for their height, like I think they can kind of stay with them, they're not used to guarding a guy like AG who has that ability to hit a 3. And while I don't currently, for today's NBA, I don't love when Aaron Gordon shoots a ton of threes. I mean, he shot some wide open threes that he made this last game. If he's wide open, go ahead and take that. You can hit it.
Yeah.
But often when he shoots a 3, I'm like, there wasn't a better shot option
Right.
than that.
It's not
We couldn't-
desirable.
We couldn't have found something
If
better
there's
than
10
that.
seconds on the shot clock and you shot that,
Right.
and it wasn't open.
But comparatively, neither Dikembe nor Marcus Camby is shooting any kind of a 3. So I don't think that in the eras they played in especially, they would have been used to a 4 that's able to do that well. Yeah, they had to play against the Dirk, but man, Dirk feasted in that era. So I think Aaron Gordon's range could bother them a little bit.
His bully ball would be taken away.
Yeah, and even McDyess had some really solid.
He had a good
range.
mid-range game.
Yeah, for
very
sure.
good mid-range game.
I think the mid-range game is kind of phased out of today's NBA because from an analytics perspective, it just is not as efficient.
3-and-D.
But, yeah.
KCP is kind of slowly bringing it back, or he's trying to.
We have a few guys. I mean, Jamal has a really solid mid-range game.
Yeah.
All things considered, right? And so that's what I mean when I say that, like, I sometimes question Jamal Murray's shot selection. I feel like he takes shots and I'm like, oh, that's a bad shot. But dude makes them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's one of those where, as a coach, you tell the team, like, there's one player that has the green light to do those things.
Yes.
And it's him.
Right.
No one else. Well, obviously Nikola, but like Nikola doesn't take those shots. But like no one else. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's one of the few players in the league that should get that green light.
They should get that green light. Yeah. For
Because
sure.
Jordan Poole thinks that he has it, but
Hey, I mean, he's who is your go-to scoring option on the Wizards? If you're a coach,
the Coos.
yeah, Coos,
Coos, baby.
love the Coos.
What did I? Oh, I put him as Delta Airlines.
Yeah, when we were doing airlines,
All flash now.
That's great.
no
That's
follow through.
great, man. Oh man.
All right. Well,
That would be fun. Do you have NBA 2K?
I mean,
I was like, I want this to
I'm
happen.
like a PC gamer. The most recent
Okay.
2K I have is like when Melo was still on the Nuggets.
Oh dang.
yeah.
Okay.
Like the newest console that I own is like a PlayStation 2.
Okay.
So
Fair.
no, I don't believe that's something that we could set up on my PlayStation. I mean, you have to do a lot of character creation. I don't feel like it'd be worth your time.
I'll reach out to all of these guys and be like, hey, start getting in shape.
yeah,
We're doing a 5
you guys are gonna do a run.
Oh
Over,
man. I don't think that we could afford just the health insurance
Yeah.
to have a bunch of guys with like probably questionable knees and stuff
Alex English might be a
play
little
out.
past his.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe slightly. David Thompson starred for the Nuggets in like the 70s. And I'm like,
he alive?
I don't know that he's not, so I'm going to guess
David
yes.
Thompson.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he is.
I think he's alive. If
Yeah.
not, then please rest in peace. But I'm pretty sure you're just like probably resting at home.
Yeah.
Hopefully in a mansion. I feel like players did not get the money they did nowadays, but I hope that guy is
Scottie Pippen?
well compensated. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Because in that time he should have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Michael
that
got
was-
it.
That was bad.
Rodman got it.
yeah.
That was bad.
But I feel like Michael's money is mostly endorsements, right?
He still makes money. He has a lifetime percentage of Jordans.
He's sold a sneaker or two.
That was his
In his
retirement
day.
right there.
Yeah.
He got
No
his
joke.
he got the best retirement plan this world's ever seen
Yeah.
before he even played an NBA game.
I still haven't seen that Matt Damon movie.
That's the one I just learned from because I
Oh,
watched it.
yeah,
I watched
there
it
you
like
go.
last week. It's good. It's not like
It's not great. It's
You're
not,
not.
Matt Damon's best work.
Yeah, you're not
What
going to
is
be
Matt
like.
Damon's best work? I don't
Good
know.
Will Hunting.
Sorry.
I really-
I love that movie, man.
I like The Martian,
Oh,
good.
I haven't
I
seen that.
love
I
The
need, I
Martian.
need to
Yeah.
see that. I've
but that was
never
also a good movie.
Martian's such a feel good movie.
Is it?
And I love like powerful dramas that make me feel awful at the end of them. But sometimes it's really nice to just feel optimistic about like society.
Yeah.
So
Smart people solving problems is one of my favorite genres of movie.
Did you watch 7 Pounds
I don't think I've seen that.
with Will Smith?
I heard that'll make you cry.
Oh, dude, it messes you up.
Yeah.
Dude,
Messes you up.
I'm gonna have to watch it then.
It's so good.
I want to be a wreck.
Oh, dude, it'll ruin you.
Watch Saltburn.
Nice. I should watch that too.
Watch Saltburn.
That's a
Right.
different type of movie.
But yeah, don't watch it with your parents.
Gotcha.
you can watch. Yeah,
Ask Coach K about it.
I haven't seen Saltburn, but
All right,
Kagan
yeah.
and Sarah were both like, it's you're gonna need to take a shower afterward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
It's
Okay.
crazy.
7 pounds
watch
won't do
that
that. It'll
for
just make you leak.
I was told 7 pounds was like, because I went into it because they said it was so good, and it didn't come out really close to The Pursuit of Happiness
Yeah.
with Will
I think
Smith.
so. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I loved that.
Yeah.
But then
different type of movie.
yeah, and then
And they're like,
yeah, everyone's like, if you want the same feeling, do not.
this is not it.
Yeah.
yeah, don't watch
Oh,
this.
that Will Smith guy. I always feel good after his movies like Men in Black. Let me go ahead and see what I'm getting. Oh, God, it's not that at all. It's not that at all.
No, it's not. It's not.
I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Independence Day is one of my favorite
Dude,
Will Smiths.
I could watch
man.
that on repeat.
Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
Him and Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Give me 10 movies with those two guys as the stars.
Yeah.
Right?
Give me a version of Bad Boys with Jeff Goldblum as the other cop.
When you remake Independence Day and don't include those guys,
How do you not do that?
I'm not even
Oh
gonna
no,
go.
I was so mad at it. I went and I was just mad the whole time. I'm just like, this was one of my favorite. Now, granted, I was like a kid when this came out, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'm sure that if adult me had seen Independence Day, I still would have liked it, but I wouldn't have been over the moon about it. Independence Day was maybe my favorite movie when it came out.
Yeah.
I loved that movie.
That's fair.
Yeah,
It's an
it
amazing
was
one.
so good.
Welcome to
So
Earth.
good. Welcome to Earth. Oh man, so good, so good.
Oh,
Everything about that is good. Has there ever been a president as good as a motivational speaker as Bill Pullman?
That monologue
Ah, dude.
Dude, solid.
get you pumped.
Yeah.
We should watch that before every pod,
Oh man, I'd be too hype on it.
right?
The problem is like maybe you watch that and then you watch the Nuggets play, and if it's a good game, you feel like the best person ever. And if you lose after that, you're like, how? How could this have happened?
We were so
don't understand.
We were so up for this game. Okay. Do you guys want to get out of here?
Let's do it, man. Today we talked about, we did a review, today we talked about 15 hints to guess a Nuggets player. Both Donnie and Rock were able to figure it out. Well, Rock figured it out. Thankfully,
I figured it out,
he's
then
second.
unfigured
Yeah.
it, and then figured it again.
And then we did a blind ranking of 5 Nuggets players. We were able to figure out the miscellaneous category of Jokic's shoes.
Shout out to Donnie on that one, man. I never would have.
That
gotten
was solid,
I
Donnie.
never would have gotten that.
Well done.
Thank you.
We argued about who would win in a 3-on-3 based off of 6 players. 2 truths and a lie. Which NBA teams are the remaining NFL teams in the playoffs? And we finished it all off with Donnie versus Rocksteady. Who can draft the best all-time Nuggets team? I'm not sure I can decide who's going to win a final.
It was my team.
It might be. I'm not kidding. The defensive factor around the rim
Yeah.
is what might change that.
I think
You guys are averaging 20 turnovers a game.
Yeah, and here's the deal. You have the rim protection,
Yeah.
and I leaned a lot into that. You look at my point guard, cannot shoot threes.
Always protect my rim.
Yeah, Alex English.
Do you think that those two can keep up with AG and Antonio McDyess free throw line to free throw line?
I do actually. So I really struggled with who to pick at like a 4, and that's why I wound up drafting basically 2 centers, because I feel like although I maybe like the offensive production of like a Nene or somebody like that at a 4, I don't think he could keep up athletically with Aaron Gordon or something like that. I think the problem is AG is very, very quick, but at least they have the length to contest the shot when they get beat.
Yeah.
So I think he'll blow by, but being able to get around very, it's going to be tight. It's going to be close. And Antonio McDyess was no slouch too. I mean, I feel like the advantage I have in this case, Andre Miller's not keeping up with you guys free throw line to free throw line. So when that fast break starts, he's either throwing an awkward 20-foot pass from a 6-foot guy across and over 2 7-footers, or he's doing a half-court offense. I think he slows you guys down just enough that hopefully you don't kill us in transition.
That's fair.
Yeah, offensively, I put a lot into the pick and roll with Andre Miller, the 2
Yeah.
bigs, and then
That's still going to be super effective. And I guarantee that even with 2 defensive player of the years in there,
length.
Andre Miller still is able to thread several lobs through there, man. That would be crazy to watch him throw it to AG.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
honestly, I went small-ish.
I don't even think it's that small though. It's like deceptively small, because while your big guys aren't 7-footers, Gallo gives you a lot of size at the 3.
Yeah,
Alex English gives you a ton of size at the 2. I feel like Andre's the only guy where you're like, I wish that guy was a little bit small. Everybody else has hand and passing lanes and could be really, really solid.
Alex probably needs to put up 30 a game. Let's be honest.
He could do it too.
And,
Yeah.
that's in today's game. I think 30 is very reasonable for him. Almost the expectation.
I mean, I know age-wise, they're like, 30 is the new 20, but I think in the NBA is where it's actually true.
That's so
Yeah.
funny because that's spot on, man. That's spot on. All right, well, we're gonna get out of here.
Hold on, I want to say something quick.
Oh,
sorry.
yes, are you?
I want to give a shout out to Papa Rocksteady.
Oh, yeah.
I hope his Detroit Lions win today.
I'm crossing my fingers. He could really use it. I mean,
lifelong Detroit fan, right?
lifelong Detroit fan, and doesn't everybody deserve to watch a Super Bowl win before they die?
Yeah, dude,
And I'm not sure how many more decades he's got left in him, but this seems like as bad as good as it's gonna get. So
Yeah.
Go Lions, right?
Yeah.
Go Lions.
Go
you ain't
Lions.
lying.
Yeah. All right, Rock. Remind the people.
Don't forget to show some Haas.
In Nikola We Trust. Go Nuggets.